Hey, if you're tuning in, it looks like something went a little awry, and it disconnected me. We're getting a couple patchy bits, and I think it kicked me out. I might have been going live for too long. So let's get this kind of re-going. I'm sure we're gonna lose a fair number of people. Trying to find, I don't know where people will be at, but we're gonna see if people come back to the page. Looks like a few of you are trickling in. Obviously, I very much appreciate that. I didn't know as soon as I disconnected, I'm like, and I'm losing everyone. So we're gonna check and see. I'm guessing I'm getting text messages that say, hey, your thing just disconnected. But we're okay. We're kind of back. We got a couple people at least sticking around. Nice chill, some nice soft chill station music. So kind of getting back on track. Really, it comes down to Ohio at this point. And the results from Ohio could give us indications of what Michigan and Pennsylvania will look like. That is honestly where I am spending most of my time and attention recently. ABC projects New Hampshire for Biden, where he leads by 9 points, a bit smaller than his polling lead, but not suggestive of the polling error we seem to see in Florida. So, Nate getting spicy something over here. Trump's in a better position than he was at the start of the night. Biden's not going to win in a landslide, but we know there's not a ton we know outside of Florida, and the data we do have is fairly mixed and not necessarily suggestive of a large polling error elsewhere. This fits exactly into the narrative if you were here about like, hey, everyone be cool, be calm. Florida went really far in the Republican direction in 2018. That was not indicative of the race overall, even though it looked really scary at the beginning. So we are still, if you believe kind of where these things are at, we're at a 76% chance for Biden, 22% chance for Trump. Again, going back to the football analogy, maybe the Trump team has scored a touchdown. Maybe they've gotten the onside kick at this point. But there's a long way to go, and it's not likely for him to pull out a victory from this point, even knowing everything that we know so far. Let's take that music down just a touch. I am now, you can tell it's in the after hours stream. This is a glass of rum. It is delicious. Rum on the rocks is pretty good. And it looks like, yeah, some people are figuring out that the stream went down, but had to relink. Okay, cool, and we're back. And I saw it means a ton to me. A bunch of you guys stayed around. Our viewing numbers didn't drop by that much, which is awesome. Y'all are great. If you're here, feel free to say hi. I haven't heard from a fair number of people that I know are tuning in. It means a bunch means a bunch to me that you're hanging out again on this crazy night. Hopefully I'm trying to be a calming force and let you know that things are not super bad yet. Things are better for Trump, not done for Trump. So we can figure it out. Jim's here, Nick Matus, hey, how you doing? Of course, Matt McGraw. Danny, what is the current panic level? We're not panicking. Things have gone well for Trump. The ball is still firmly in Biden's court. So, I love you too, Sanford. The whole fantasy football crew is here. At least 3 of you. My favorite 3. Don't tell anybody else I said that. We're not in panic territory yet. You can see, so there's a couple of really big things. Again, like if Ohio goes for Trump, which it likely will, that doesn't drastically change the odds. These are the things to really keep in contact. Hey, Ryan Lamoureux, I love that dude. Ryan, we need to get a beer. Oh my god, our viewers went even higher than it was before. Y'all are the best people. Mary is panicking. Yeah, I get it. But again, look, Ohio going for Trump does not increase his chances very much. If it goes for Biden, it's over. So I'm guessing at this point, Ohio is very likely to go for Trump. I think it'll go for Trump by a couple of points. But if you start filling in a couple things like Pennsylvania on its own, check that out. It ups his odds back up to 96%, which is higher than they were to start with. So at this point, Democrats are waiting for good news. I think there's been a fair amount of bad news, so you need to just kind of reset expectations a little bit, and just say, hey, let's be okay. I don't know about any of you. Let's have a human moment here. Let's blow it up to full screen. Listen, I spent a lot of today very, very worried. Obviously, if you were around when Mary was on, we went through a difficult several years with her job that she loved so much, and witnessing that firsthand. And as Mary said, very profoundly, because this is always where her brain is at, never once was she was like, oh, I'm so sad I lost my job and I don't get to do the thing that I like. It has 100% always been about, think about the people who are affected by these changes. Ties into our conversation with Adam, realizing where you have that privilege and where you don't, and just kind of calling those things out. We've had just a great set of people. I think I couldn't have woven a better story together between Jackie talking about the things that, she's dealing with and how this election impacts her in particular. We all know people who are affected by these things. So does your day-to-day life change based on the president? And the answer can absolutely be yes. And if your answer is no, sometimes you need to step back and think how lucky you may be to be isolated from that sort of thing. That's kind of like the definition of privilege when you're in a situation. Mary and I talk about this all the time. We were super lucky. We just bought a house right before this pandemic happened. Oh God, there's so many more comments. I scrolled down. I'll get to those in a bit, but what a gift we were able to be at a point in life where we could get a house and we could both have jobs where we get to stay home. And all things considered, this pandemic, we feel super fortunate and super lucky. And our heart breaks, not always for, ourselves. The inconveniences we have are very manageable. But for all those who do not enjoy those same things, Mitch, hello. Matt, thank you for telling the wife to remain calm. I hope she does. Joe, the late night crowd, getting a little rowdy. Max, God damn it, do I love Max McNett. Can I say that on the record? I love that man. He is so great. And what a wonderful person he is. Sorry, Big Cat, to put you on blast there, but I love you, buddy, and I miss you. Nick, you've been hanging around multi-platform, so I very much appreciate that. Ryan, we can agree on liking beer? You bet. You know what? If you like an IPA, you're not a bad person. Maybe a little bit of a bad person, but not a bad person. Joe Leon, man, I've been looking at things you're doing, and I'm so happy for you. I know we haven't talked in like 20 years. Can I just again put that out there? I see little things on Facebook. I literally thought this today when I was like, man, that guy's killing it, and I'm so happy for him. I love when people in life are doing cool things. So keep it up. Mark up in Montana. We got cross state lines. Mark was talking about how he couldn't go to his building because there was a bear sighted running towards the building. And if that's not a welcome to Montana, I don't know what is. Anna, I love Anna. She's up in Minnesota. She's a great person. I'm glad that she's here. She's lucky to have as a friend and a coworker. Danny, we hate you all. Okay, Ryan, that's fine. Agree on loving Fins 1, 2, 3 though. Am I right? Good college times. So it's great. Bourbon of choice to cope with tonight. This is not bourbon. This is rum. This is a La Diplomatico rum. It's like a Caribbean-based rum. I don't know. It's delicious enough to drink on the rocks, and that's great. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. It means a ton. I talked about it a little bit, but we live in the attention-grabbing economy, and everyone tonight, I feel like, is worried about being first and being correct, and I hope that we can all just kind of take a little bit of a deep breath, chill, hang out just a little bit, and kind of let this thing unfold in front of us and not jump to conclusions about, what's going to happen. Try not to let that fear kind of take you over. Anna, are you on bourbon or are you on wine tonight? Mary's on the wine train. Mark's getting recreational weed. Hey, party on, buddy. I'm gonna switch back over. I hate wearing the cans, to be honest. I love these little guys. They're great. We're gonna wear them until the battery runs out. It just told me that the batteries are high, so that's pretty good. That might have broken the music. There, it just came back. Perfect. All right. Are we cool? We had a little bit of a human moment. That was very healing for me. I don't know. I was getting real caught up in this race. I'm feeling a little better now. Admittedly, it's getting pretty intense. Let me take a look. Rum on the rocks, LOL, you freshman. I just got a text. Thank you, Teresa. That's very, very kind words after this nice moment we were all having. It's like a nice drinking rum. It's not Captain. It's a fancy rum. It's one of my favorite. Matico. I'll link it in the chat just so you know. You know what? You're not even on Facebook, so you won't know. I'll pull it up on screen. How's that? That way you can see. It's not expensive rum, so if you're like, oh, Danny drinks expensive, there it is. It's great. I drink it on the rocks. It's wonderful. This isn't like a Sailor Jerry's glass that we got here. McGraw might need to open the second one. Anna, wine, finish my open bottle, and I'm keeping it classy by not opening another. We do allegedly have to work in the morning, though I took potential PTO because I don't know how late I'm going to be up tonight. Any early reporting on the Ernst Greenfield race? Tom, thank you for bringing us back around. We'll check in on that. We'll go back to that here in just a second. Age rum is good stuff. I'm glad you're feeling good. Meanwhile, I feel like I have a hot ball of lead in my gut. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I get it. Our view, we're up to like 48 people. I don't know what's happening now. Maybe this little interlude is kind of healing a little bit of the anxiety that we're experiencing. Is Mary Dance behind you yet? I feel like that would be a good addition. Greenfield at 55.1% in Iowa. Let's check in. I'm gonna tell you right up front. I'm gonna be very hesitant about results there. All right, we're gonna be cool. Has this been called? Nope. Okay, both they're not. All right, we know a little bit about Iowa, so we might be able to zoom in just a touch. I'm very interested in Polk and Dallas County. Polk County. All right, that's a very strong group. Sorry, I'm purely thinking about Sarah right now for a little bit. This is about what I expected was these two, and that's what I'm looking at. Oh, Dallas and Polk. You guys want to see if Sarah won? You guys want to see? That's what I wanted. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, so best of luck. Hold on. Iowa looking blue. Don't look into it. Don't look into it right now. This race absolutely will tighten. Do not even speculate about which way it's going to go. It's going to be really, really close. I expect Greenfield, based on who is reporting, I expect Greenfield to have a really big lead. That's not going to hold. I promise you that this race will tighten. There is no way that Greenfield will win by double digits. It's not going to happen. If we can crowdsource something, if anybody can find Polk County election results, as I literally just typed that into Google because I am a very basic person. Let's see. Polk County, Florida. No one cares about Polk County, Florida. There's a lot of Polk counties. Who knew? Montana has only reported a small number of counties and the largest progressive county reporting live from Montana. Thank you. Thank God Mark is here. Pulled blue with golden eight. Oh, Joe, how is old Otis doing? I met Odie one time, and it was magical. I haven't stopped thinking about him since. I want to pet that little ball of fluff. A little lanky guy. I like it. Okay. Polk County, Sarah, Trone, Garriott. Nope, that's just... You know what? Here we go. Iowa Senate election results. Let's find it. We can do this. Okay. Where do we find... I want more detailed than what I'm getting currently. Dude, Trump Greenfield voters. Tom, I know you've been watching my videos, so you know I'm right on board. I don't know what your Trump Greenfield is. I thought you'd have Biden Ernst way more than Trump Greenfield. That is the number one thing that's blowing my mind. And thank you, Uncle Tom, for all your support. You've been hanging around. You commented on like all the videos. Very much appreciate that. And this is a fun little side project that I'm trying to do. Oh, God. I really want to find these results. I assume, do I go to like the DM register? Would they have it? Register election results. All the early votes in Iowa going to be counted tonight. Depend. I believe they could count today, but in Iowa, it's a lot easier to count than in some of the other places. Des Moines area local election results. Warren County. All right. Okay. Senate? Does that mean like big Senate? Nope. All right, we're finding it. Iowa. All right. There's different districts, ballot initiatives, retention votes. We can go over all that, but I'm not like, I don't want to drill in. People running unopposed. County by county results. All right, chat. Are you helping out? Emily French. Okay, this is what I was looking at too. Polk County. All right, where is it? Is she on there? Oh, she is not. It's like a level down from there. View all local results. Yeah, I love it. Politically active relatives are great. Select your area. Nope. It might be in Dallas County as well. A bunch of these were things that were on the list. Their main fall outside our coverage area. Get out of town. Let's check Sarah's Facebook page. Let's see if we can find anybody posting results or how to find it. Okay. We're trying to find it. We can do this. Let me see. Mississippi was called for, and Wyoming were called for Trump. Illinois for Biden. No news there. Those are like the least competitive things. God, where can we find details on this super local thing? Need to turn on like KCCI. Yeah, no, Emily, that was the closest I've gotten. So much thanks. That's right down like the right alley. Local Iowa Senate race results. I don't know. We're trying Google. Of course, Lindsey Graham. He's in South Carolina. He was favored the whole time to win. I don't think people bought into. I think people think sometimes the local people don't buy into national stories as much, especially as like the opposing side. So Lindsey Graham with the hold my words against me kind of thing, with the Supreme Court nomination. I just don't think that got much play in his state. I don't think people talked about it. So therefore, like, while it's a big national thing for the rest of us, it's just not. So we'll just have to see. Polk County, we got a refresh here. This is 93.22%. But this isn't the specific part of Polk County that I kind of need. So it's difficult. I don't know if anybody's projecting anything in Iowa. Basically, it's just like the big ones. Man, I was really looking forward to trying to do this probabilistic model. But if we can't, we can't find the data, it's going to be a little rough. All right, we're going to Twitter. We're doing it. So hopefully, Jim, that explanation kind of worked. I know it's not like woo, but you know, it kind of is what it is. Clear this off of here. Make a plan to vote. I don't know where we can find. I'm not going to text her because this is like the least likely. New York Times is all the local initiatives and stuff for Montana. I do have New York Times open. Georgia is still in play. There's that running. State results for Iowa. Hey, maybe. See full race results. U.S. Senate. State Senate. Hey, State Senate and State House. Okay, District 22. Sarah Trone, Garrett, let's just pull it in. All right, Mark found it. Golf claps for that guy. Crushed it. Don't tell me you've never created a model with 0 data. I was trying to think, I thought like Polk County would call it, and then it would go over. So it is not called yet, but she has a 10-point lead. I'm going to say, assuming that 10-point lead, I'm going to be very careful how I box this in. If that is predominantly Polk County results or predominant, like a mix of Polk and Dallas County, basically in the race that she's facing, Polk County normally goes blue, Dallas normally goes red. So it was like 10 points for Clinton in 2016 for Polk County, 10 points for Trump in Dallas County. Dallas County is also a little bit bigger. So when she's running in those races, she had to kind of build a lead in Polk County and kind of extend that over. So as of right now, this is very encouraging results. Obviously leading more in some other areas. State House. Hang on, I can use this to figure it out. We can do this. Sunday Conference. All right, so these are the two that are running, and they're both at 57%. Kirsten Sunday. Or Kristen Sunday, sorry. House District 42. Make sure this is the one that I was thinking of. All right, now my brain's like going a million miles a minute, so I'm gonna like probably lose a bunch of people. Just hang on, I promise. It'll all circle back. No, that's not the right one. It's 44 with Judge. So this is the race. These are the two races that she has. Yes, that is correct. And if we look at District 43, that is 43 is actually the Dallas County. No, it's not. I lied. Don't worry, I'll figure this out. Give me like another 2 seconds to look at a couple things. Yes, okay, so 43 is Polk County. Let's bring in this bad boy. I'm gonna have to use the interview overlay, so like just bear with me. So if what we're looking at is back to pull these election results over. This has got to be super fun and interactive for everybody, right? Okay, so let's assume that the turnout was identical to 2016, and we're going to have that equals times 0.57. So if that 57% holds, according to my model, she has a 100% chance to win learning maths with Dan. Yeah, that's about right. This is a slightly more conservative model, and that also has her at 100%. So if turnout holds, and if those results are accurate, I guess I can kind of put them on screen here. If this 57% actually holds, and this in District 44 doesn't go like absolutely bananas, she's in a very good position. So I think I think we can cheer just a little bit and be cautiously optimistic that she's going to win her seat. So, teach statistics. Yeah, just show a man trying to like pull up a spreadsheet and then pull up like election results and talk non-coherently while drinking rum. Actually, that's an oddly good view of what a statistician does on most days, I'm sure. So maybe that's not a bad thing. All right, I took that sidetrack, way around. Let's get back to the main race, see if anything else has been called. Hey, we got some more things. Let's update our map. This is going to be pretty easy. Let me go back to full screen. I'm going to leave this one, and I'm just going to fill in some of the results here on the left. So none of these look surprising so far. Wyoming goes red. Washington, Oregon, California. Oh, Oregon, go blue. Illinois went blue. And I think we are up to date. So literally nothing has changed. This is 0. Oh, wait. Sorry. Red. Okay. Still nothing has changed. So we're still in it. Still okay. I'm looking to make sure I don't have anything. I called Nebraska for Trump. Technically, he just won one district, so I guess that's not totally correct. But again, that doesn't impact the results by any means. It looks like I have one extra state. Oh, Florida. So Florida is not called currently. But Florida looks very likely that it's going to be red. So, and I think Georgia as well. So those two, again, Trump's chances not changing a whole lot. Don't hit the panic button yet, anybody. We're still in it. We're still hanging out. Also, I'm probably going to go off the rails partisan now. I tried to be relatively even at the beginning just for the presentation of it. Thanks, Lamro. Dude, there's a lot. I've got 3 screens, so to give you guys an idea of my setup, I have half of this screen is my actual switcher where I'm switching screens and stuff. This one I'm bouncing between a couple different chats, although I've been completely neglecting Twitch chat. There hasn't been a whole lot there. I'm Castleman and Shepard Jr. Hello again. Then on this screen is what you're seeing, and then over here I have an auxiliary screen, and like when I do the interview overlay, it grabs most of this screen here and then a portion of this screen. I actually kind of customized this whole thing. So there's a fair bit going on. Thank you. It means a lot. I feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, 100% for sure. But here we go. Let's see some things. So win the rest of Midwest plus Pennsylvania. So that is a pretty easy path for Biden, and I think something that we're headed towards. Trump's not completely out of the woods yet in Georgia and North Carolina. Nate Silver saying that there's hope. I hate to break it to him. I'm not breaking anything to him. Let's be honest. He knows what's up. According to the Needles, the Needles are very far in favor of Trump in all 3 of these. Just so you can see, this is a quite likely Trump. So I don't know. How far off was your early projection so far? Very. But I kind of tried to say, like, my projection was kind of like, if polls are exactly right, this is kind of what we expect. The big misses so far are basically Florida. Actually, you know what? No, it's not that far off. I basically had Biden winning to about here with Ohio. I had him winning Ohio and things back. The Ohio was admittedly a stretch over the line. But winning Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, he was projected to win in all these states. So if you knock out Florida, obviously North Carolina and Georgia, if they're still in play, that's a big deal. But again, one pickoff from Biden, one miracle come from behind victory, and in any of these, and he's going to be A-okay. So yeah, so the polls this is all within, the polling error in Florida specifically appears to be larger than maybe we were led to believe. if we take a look, like Trump +3 it's on the outer edges. So this goes back to the how do you poll? Because one of the things is when you're doing even the highest quality polling, we're rant on polling methodology. We're going in, right? Here we go. You only are going to get like 2 to 3% of people to even pick up the phone and talk to you, right? And within that group, you have like middle class white males between age of 25 and 40 are like half of them are going to answer the phone there, but that's not half the people. So that's really tough. So when you get into these groups, and it was like, it looks like Cuban people broke really hard for Trump. It may have been really hard to get a representative sample size of Cubans. And even if you were trying, for one reason or another, whatever demographics it is, it's going to be hard to like properly exactly weight how all those people are going to vote. So it's like when you have small demographic groups, especially when it's like localized to just Florida, that's where the polls can miss just a little bit, but it's still pretty much within the realm of possibility. It's not like Trump or Biden was up +7 in Florida or something like that. So we're going to see a couple of these, some Democrats winning re-election. None of those were particularly a big deal, so nothing there. So that was kind of the interesting thing of why Florida can be off, but all the polls were not off so far. We don't really know that. Georgia, North Carolina, these were going to be really, really tight states if we look at the old snake chart. Georgia, I mean, the polling average, I mean, it's within 1%. So the odds that these like flip or something is not. If you say like, all right, there's as Doug, when he was on earlier, if he says there's a ±3, like this is 53 to 47, that's a huge range. And over half of which he doesn't win. Over half, slightly under half of which he doesn't win. So that's how things are really close in a lot of these places. So this isn't outside of the realm. This just ticked way back, but like didn't update. Did they like figure out something new? It still said 85%. This does not. I guess they're both at 84%. Interesting. All right, well, that's where those are going. That's slightly less than where those things are at. Oh, Ryan texting betting odds. One thing actually very interesting with betting odds and how they have shifted. DraftKings ran a thing, and they said when people were placing bets, the majority of people in every state except Colorado picked Trump to win. And that speaks a lot to the pure terror experienced by Democrats across the United States. Every Democrat I talked to was absolutely nerve-wrackingly anxious about this, about the election. I didn't talk to anybody who felt comfortable at all. And with like a 90% polls being great, it's not. Doug Collins of Georgia has conceded the special U.S. Senate race. Wow. Doug Collins sucks. Sorry to be that direct, but Doug Collins sucks, and I don't like him. Mostly because he is one of... I'll say that one of the more theatrical fellows. You may recall Doug Collins. You'll know his face during a lot of like the Comey things. This is Doug Collins. Come on, Google, come on over. This guy. That totally didn't show you at all. This guy. This is Doug Collins. He is one of my least favorite people. He actually lost to... He's conceding to another... Republican in the area. So it's not like, oh, he lost to a Democrat. He's conceding to another. There's going to be a runoff election there. But the fact that it's not Doug Collins makes me happy. I did not like Doug Collins at all. Some of the antics that he pulled I thought were pretty not fitting for a United States representative. So, yeah. How are likely voters determined? I was a likely voter, but my number isn't listed anywhere that I know of. Where do the populations come from? Part of it is they have to do their own turnout models, and that gets really, really difficult. Um, it's like there's a whole science behind it of trying to figure out, okay, high versus low, and actually Democrats got kind of a boost because a bunch of Democrats voted early, and if you said you were 95% sure as a Republican you're going to vote on election day, well, there's like a 5% chance that maybe you won't. But Democrats, it's 100% locked in. So, it's cool. Mark, if that was a Ben Knepp reference, I love you. Boo, Ben Knepp. I don't know how many times we watched that video. There are certainly scenarios in play where we end up with a 269 tie. This seems like clickbait. This is not a likely scenario. This is like unbelievably unlikely. So I would not pay too much attention to this. Doug Collins looks like he's a King of the Hill character come to life. I won't comment positive or negative on that one, but you might be onto something. Jumping over to the Twitch chat too. Don't think I'm forgetting about you. There just hasn't been a whole lot in there. Yes, Ben Knepp reference. And how's the music level? In my headset it's a little loud, but I don't want to like raise or lower it for anybody else. I have no idea. Now the music is gone, so that's not a great time to ask. Okay. Seems fine. Just let me know if that's like too loud or super distracting. Be okay. Georgia just pulled another little bit. These two are like following each other really, really like too closely. It's a little weird. So we'll see. What outcomes in these three states mean? Hey, look. We got a 30% chance. All right? How's that? That make anybody feel better? Greenfield up 4.2 points with 52% reporting. Yeah, I have no idea how that's going to go. Until we get like down to the wire, somebody starts projecting it. I just can't. I can't bring myself to stare at it too completely. It worries me. Let me see if I can find... God, I have so many tabs open. I know I've mentioned that a couple of times, but it's very true. Georgia said a bunch of votes won't get counted till tomorrow. I think that's pretty fair. I think that that may be where we're headed. Carolina, 95% reported, but look, there's still like just enough. The downside is that this is like recount territory if Biden wins. Greenfield after you heard it here first. Well, I mean, somebody's got to be right. Right? Checking in, make sure I haven't missed anything. All right, we're rolling. We're rolling a little bit at a time. I'm gonna pull up the New York Times thing. I'm gonna check in again. 1,970 votes for Kanye so far in Iowa makes me sad. Hey, maybe those were votes for Trump. It's all recount territory if Biden wins. You're not wrong. So there's some of the things that I think everyone kind of needs to talk about. One of the unprecedented things is the amount of, I don't want to say undemocratic because that insinuates Democratic Party. I will say anti-democracy things that Trump's campaign has been saying that is, like, frankly not okay. You can't start saying how you're going to stop counting ballots at an arbitrary time. Adam just got here. We boned? No, I think we're okay. There's a lot of doom and gloom going around. I think we're hanging in there. How is the boy? Doing all right? Yeah. We're doing all right. We're hanging in. Let me try to find state results for Iowa just to check in and see. I like that you came in with the splash though. Okay. State Senate. Oh God. Look at this. It has tightened for Sarah very dramatically. 50.2 to 49.8. Look at that. Oh, God. you gotta feel for her a little bit. Just seeing those numbers, can you like imagine? It's rough. Pennsylvania and Ohio are looking rough, right? Or am I being doom and gloom? Ohio is expected. It's kind of one of those things. Ohio's expected to go for Trump. It's kind of like by the margin. From things I've been hearing, very early. So, if things in Ohio go really, really close but still go for Trump, that's not a big deal. But it actually paints a better picture for Biden in Pennsylvania because those two are very, very related. Any thoughts on the Virginia-Pennsylvania situation? Hit me. What's going down in that area? I'm going to check in on the two underlying races. So this is very odd to me. These are both Democrats that are like making up the area. Maybe it's like this race is actually really, really close. And maybe they just haven't added balance here. This race is confusing me a little bit. We'll have to wait. I wish we could kind of see more results, but obviously it's pretty close. They have like county by county. 94%, greater than 98%. That's actually better for Sarah. The more Dallas County votes are in, the better, because Polk County is a more friendly district for her. So that's looking good. But again, all of the entire area in which she's pulling from Polk County might have been counted already. So we have to be cool on that front just a little bit. Virginia, Pennsylvania. Oh, dude, look at this. It's so 95%. We're tightening in. We're bouncing. It's bouncing all over the place. It's like little tiny specks come in, like a 0.5%. It moves the forecast a fair bit. Let's go back to ABC, see if they have called anything recently. Looks like we're in a very, very big lull. So nothing's been called for the last 28 minutes. Yes, she's at 100%. Biden wins AZ. Again, where are you seeing it? That's huge news if it's true. But again, I'm going to wait until ABC News calls it. Not interested in being first, interested in being right. That would be a very, very big move. I can kind of show you on here. I'm not 100% like this will move it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to move it a bunch. Yeah. Wait for it to kind of percolate all the way through. Sometimes it can go back down, so give it a bit to churn. Ryan, with big claims, you got to tell me who's reporting that. Fox News. That would put Biden in the 92. So, I don't know. Fox News Decision Desk may have different methodologies that may not exactly play in. So we don't know. Have you seen any cities not releasing any more information until tomorrow morning? Milwaukee was one I saw. I have not seen that, Tyler. Not so far. KCI says 100%, but feel that's polls waiting on final mail counts. I have no idea. CNN called AZ 15 minutes ago. There's less than 50 of us be first. There are dozens of us. Listen, if I'm going to check in on 538. Yeah, but it's fine. But there's a strong division between the decision desk and the newsroom, and it's not like Tucker Carlson's making the call. So sometimes they may have looser restrictions, say that they say the line is 95%. It doesn't mean that they're like right or wrong. It's just they have different methodology. And I'm listening to ABC News and knowing how meticulous they are, I kind of trust them above all else currently. So let's find... All right, we're just going to hit it. We're going to hit it. Control F. Why did it jump to there? Okay. Yeah, it looks like... It looks like maybe Arizona. I know, Ryan. Stop yelling at me. Yeah, if I could turn this into millions, You know, to be honest, if I got like 1,000 people in here, I'd probably just start making fart jokes because I think it was so absurd that 1,000 people are listening to me. I mean, oh boy, we can hope. Let's read through. Still early in Montana. Mark, tune in. We're going Montana. Democrat Steve Bullock is falling short of John Tetzer's 2018 margins. Not a good sign for Bullock. Uh-oh. Bet they're making hella ad dollars. Yeah, you know it. Here's there goes blue rum shots. Hey, we're getting to that point in the night where we can start going really off the rails. I mean, you guys know me. I'm always up for a good time. When are you going to eat a burrito? Jim, come make me one and I'll eat it. I take that back. I know you and I know what's going into that burrito now, and I don't want to eat it. Okay, well, we'll wait. We'll see. We'll see if they've called anything here. Again, we're leaning back. We're leaning back. We're being cool. We're waiting for ABC News. They're gonna be the one. 95% greater than 98%. Let's check in. Okay, so it looks like nothing's been updated, but they have not called it yet. I assume we'll like start seeing a lot of these, but this is like recount territory. Like that's terrifying. Montana in the spotlight, you know it. Don't sleep on Alaska, right? Montana, Alaska, same thing. They're both real big. Yep, still nothing. To check in, actually, I do want to jump over to this. So Loeffler and Warnock. So this is like the one time tonight I'm actually going to pull up old polls because this is worthwhile. So if we go to Georgia runoff polls, they actually specifically polled person A against person B. So these are like runoff elections. Do not pay attention to these. These don't matter. They're not. This is just like how it shakes out, but it's a runoff election, so it'll be down to 2 people. Where were some of... Here you go. Warnock against Loeffler. 6-point lead. Warnock against Loeffler, 8-point lead. That's a really, really big deal. Got Bears? Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They got the Bears. I was say, oh, thank you. Thank you, Oliver. Thanks for stopping by. I know that politics aren't always your game. I bet you're having a ball just watching the general kind of chaos unfold tonight. So we're clicking around. I wanted to check in here. I have not seen anything move. The dials have moved just a little bit. Looks like this is slightly less likely. Oh, man, you guys, it's getting... I got a little excited. Somebody, Ryan, got me a little too excited about Arizona, and now I'm questioning. Arizona goes, that's a huge deal. Arizona means that Trump can lose Pennsylvania, which is there's that Biden can lose Pennsylvania, which is a great spot to be in. Had homemade enchiladas the last 2 nights. Yo, God, hook me up, Uncle Tom. That'd be sweet. I bet those homemade enchiladas are premium. I don't like rum, but I'll do it. Are uncounted early ballots going to swing any state significantly? Yes. I don't know which ones, but like, yes. Some states are not counting them tonight, and they will only be reporting results. This is where things can get really hairy, and where like general news media needs to do a really, really good job. Say in some places you may have 100% of the vote counted. You have to be careful because 100% of precincts reporting does not mean mail-in ballots have been counted. So that means like 100% of the election day votes are counted, but that tells you no information about how many mail-in ballots. So all of the sudden there could be, this big switch, and people will cry fraud because they're like 100% was reporting and then it moved. So look out for that. Oh, hand-rolled tortillas? Yes. Oh, that'd be great. In Arizona, 54 to 45 with 75% reporting. There can be leads, but until we have 100% reporting, it's hard to call. Just for fun, we'll pull up the Fox News and see what that looks like. Man, they are trying. All right, I'm worried. Let's take a look at this and let me kind of key in on a couple things here. This strikes me as they're trying to call states too early. And they're going to have some BS by the end of the night where this swings and Trump wins narrowly. That's the partisan piece. I know I just went on a whole thing about how the decision desk, but like they seem to be calling many states significantly earlier than competitors, and that gives me great pause. Like calling Arizona, that seems very, I don't know. Hey, New Mexico. I think that just ticked in. But you can see where that gets very worrying. I don't know. There's 222. Well, let's see. Let's call New Mexico. I bet it doesn't change anything. It didn't. Surprise. Wait, that's Fox News. No, we're not doing that. We're sticking to ABC News. We're sticking to our guns. We're going to refresh because we haven't had anything in 30 minutes. An election night without results within 30 minutes. We're waiting. Jim, we are waiting for ABC to call it. ABC is more stringent. They're not calling things. Biden has about 40 more votes-ish on the Fox News side. So, ballot counter in Atlanta just got sent home for the night. All right, well, go ahead and mark Georgia off your bingo card. Will not be determined tonight. So, this is now irrelevant. Did our music die? Yeah, it keeps, the page keeps dying. By the way, this is like a free thing that I found that they promised wouldn't get me like copyright stricken. I hope this is all like loyalty free. About the election dude who overslept today? Explain. They're Jimmy boy. I don't know what that can do. What can Democrats cling to for hope? Dude, this is not like we are not in panic territory anymore, especially. So this is the current where we're at. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for flipping like 20 different screens. This is how I do things when I'm alone, is I'm just like click, 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 click. And I realize for a stream that's horrendous. So we're going to be cool. We're going to select the correct one. So, Liskey, key in here, right? I'll pull up that news article in just a second here, Jim. Right now, for states that have been called, it's still a 76% Biden win. Yes, it is more further for Trump than what we would have thought, but it's not in like, oh my God, it's going for Trump territory. Again, if Biden wins Arizona like has been called, holy buckets, this shifts to like high 90s. I think it's like 96%. Emily, I do not appreciate that. All right. For shame. 92%. So, and that's with 3 ties in here, which is becoming more likely. But again, let's not pretend that that's like, oh, going to happen. Good old ABC News. I'm checking in on Iowa, on how things are going there. I don't like that she's getting a bunch of likes either. Joe, Mark, Jim. I'm calling people out. I'm naming names. Can't believe you. Biden wins Pennsylvania. If Biden wins Pennsylvania, like it's over. So I don't think anybody's projecting that yet. I'm gonna keep popping back to this one. So what are the differences here? I'm gonna pull this over because I don't want to like be going back and forth. So they have Arizona and New Mexico and Virginia all called for Biden that ABC News does not have. So we're going to wait. Why is Nebraska striped? So Nebraska has a hybrid electoral college method, the same thing with Maine. So what they do is they have a statewide popular vote, and whoever wins the statewide popular vote gets the 2 Senate electoral votes. So that goes to the majority vote winner, where most places winner take all. Then they subdivide the state into the 3 representative districts for the 3 House of Representatives that they have. I think Nebraska still has 5 electoral votes. Yeah, they do, right? And then whoever wins the majority in each one of those 5 gets the 1 vote for that specific district. Or just listen to Mark. I guess they split their electoral votes was totally a way better answer. Y'all are jerks. Drew, we are seeing media outlets calling the election day votes. There's still a lot of mail-in ballots. Yes. We have never finished an election night on election night. Let's not start now. Well, I would have. Jim, why? All right, this has just been heaping on. You guys just want to see me drink more and make this. Oh, look, 2 more likes. Thank you, Mark and Mark. You know, you 2 are my least favorite Marks. It's not true. Maine has the exact same thing. So you can imagine if all states switch to this, it would be very odd because like California would get sliced and diced, and it would probably go a lot more Republican because there's a lot more rural areas of California rather than city centers. I don't think you would necessarily make up for that in places like Texas. That would definitely go blue because you have like Houston and things. It would make the entire map look a lot different, and it would slice and dice all kinds of things. It may be a more fair way to do it, but then you really get into gerrymandering, and the gerrymandering can have a ridiculous effect if you start doing that. Like in Nebraska right now, it's like very clear cut where their votes are going to go. Mark live streaming the internet. I don't think they have internet in Montana. Boom, Montana joke. Got him. All right, let's keep checking in. So we know that Georgia's probably not going to be counted. North Carolina's been stuck for a very long time. This is I'm gonna refresh here because I want to. Still, it looks like they've called several state house races. Nope, those are all just uncontested. I lied. Nothing to see here. Let's carry on. No major calls recently. So we're hanging out. We're being okay. We're letting things. My stream on Twitch makes my gaming laggy, so I don't know. Mountain internet is rough. You need a Starlink. Joe brings up a great point. Gerrymandering should be a legal, nonpartisan commission to draw the lines. Okay, 538 has an unbelievably good series that totally like changed my opinion. It's called like the Gerrymandering Project, and it's how difficult it is to determine what is fair. It's ridiculous because you can't just do like an exact representative sample. There are reasons that biases in certain ways. And so like representative samples can't necessarily just be like proportionally how it works out. It's really hard to draw districts in ways like you want to group like people together so that their issues are represented. But anytime you do that and start drawing straight up lines, you introduce a bias. So it gets really tough. I should link to it. If you look it up, it's the Gerrymandering Project. It still absolutely needs to be addressed. I don't want to make it sound like, oh, I'm pro gerrymandering. But it opened my eyes to a bunch more issues about why it's so crazy difficult to do. And it's just a call to, I think the more informed that you are on issues like that, like the better you can hear legislation and things that attempt to do that and like buy in, like, oh yes, that's the right way to do it. Yeah, it's really blatant on both sides currently. That is absolutely true. I have all kinds of notifications coming through. We're doing all right. We're checking in. A couple people from work checking in. Hi, all you people from work. Glad you're here. You may recognize this as the place where I take all the office calls for the last 9 months. And so we're chilling. Things were really grim at the beginning. I'm not going to lie, I was a little disheartened. But I think things might be turning the corner. Depending on who you listen to, Fox News. If Arizona goes, it's a big deal. That's a monumental effect. It's really key. So that is where my hopes are pinned to right now. God, they're calling very small house races at this point. Is anybody like simultaneously watching this and I hate using the term, but mainstream media? Is anybody like checking in? Is there any like big narrative that I'm completely missing? Something that's like way off the rails. We'll check back in with kind of the live results and coverage. See if we've missed anything here. Checked in on most of these. Yeah, so Biden 85% favorite if he wins Arizona, and that's with Trump winning North Carolina and Ohio. So keep that in. Oh dear Lord, everyone's watching something else. If Pennsylvania, no, cool. All right, I'm not like, oh no, people are not just watching me. Dear Lord, I'm A-okay with that. So if we go to the Exploratorium, as we call it, basically saying if we take like Georgia and North Carolina and put them in that camp, and put the Arizona in that camp, it's gonna really churn through. It's gonna take a bit because these are more complicated scenarios. Talking about Wisconsin and Michigan a ton. Yours seems behind since you're being cautious, but not off base. Yeah, I think that's... We're going with right instead of first. I don't know how many more times I can say that. I should take a drink every time. Still nervous about Virginia? Yeah, Virginia goes. That's really bad news. I didn't know Virginia was looking iffy. That would be... I mean, if this goes... This can't even go... red. That's how outlandish they saw that being. I think on the old snake chart. We'll back up here. Virginia was way down here, so this was a greater than 99%. So I don't know if there's been speculation that might be really close. I haven't seen that come through a lot. I'm trying to stay away from, oh, this person has this much of a lead with this much reporting. So I don't know if it's that or what's leading towards that. I haven't seen anything coming through. This would reflect a 5-point improvement for Biden relative to Clinton in Iowa, though it's likely not enough for him to win the state. Here we go. Polk County Auditor's website showing all precincts reporting. Sorry, I clicked on the link. Apparently, you click anywhere in there, it freaks out. My bad. So it looks like, hey, Polk County, hometown, making the 538 blog. I don't know why I just high-fived myself. Consult the needles. All right, I'll give you your needles. We'll see. Where is that? This one? Georgia coming back. Hey, it's something. 31%. That's the highest I've seen it in a while. Fox is calling Arizona and New Mexico for Biden, Florida for Trump. Yes. What link to the 538? Do you want the one I just put in chat is the play and explore one, the probabilities one. Again, I'm waiting for ABC to call because Arizona and New Mexico for Biden would be absolutely massive, as you can see in this result that would actually increase Biden's odds for the first time. It was a very Todd self 5. Thank you, Mark. That's, I mean, not flattering. Nobody wants to be the Todd, but accurate, yes. The map. I hope 2.2 mail-in ballots. Reps expect majority to be blue. Yeah. From what I've seen, and this may be general, but mail-in ballots were typically like 55 to 60% Democratic, and I think that's party registration, which does not necessarily translate exactly 1-to-1 for votes. So The one you have up right now. Yes, that is the link that I put. I don't know why I pointed here. It's probably something like down into the left, like maybe down there. I don't know. Maybe just straight to the left. Yeah. Depending on how that goes, Pennsylvania is not going to be one that we know tonight. So I'm kind of avoiding that in general. This might be a good time to consult this little guy when to expect results. So Pennsylvania is the lowest form, if we will. It is the least able. I don't want to read this whole thing, but it'll be slow going. So let's just say that they don't get to elect, and if it's anywhere close, they're saying it's probably a blue shift. So Ohio for Trump, but where? Ohio is very likely to go for Trump. ABC News has projected New Mexico and then Idaho. So let's update that on our little dealio. Not Nevada. Get out of here. Again, 76. So neither one of those. Again, just to revisit, I know not everyone is like keyed in 100% the whole time. But Ohio going red does not increase Trump's chances drastically. It's about a 5%. So I wouldn't like be like, oh, that's going to be a huge swing. So we can kind of be cool on that. It does make Michigan a little bit more in play, lowers it a little bit, but we're going to see the leads in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan were very wide. If I can pull those up, it was not close. I think that's very important to keep in mind. If we go back, Michigan, which is the least likely of the three, they're all right here, 3 in a row. It was 95% Biden. Most of the polls, if you look, this was like an 8-point race. That's a lot. That's way more than polling error would account for. So we're going to be cool. Oh, and there is, of course, Fox News is calling everything really fast. I don't like Fox News calling things. I didn't listen to their methodology, so I'm not as in tune. This is, again, so important tonight to be correct. Great question, Adam. Let me pull that in. So if Ohio goes red and Arizona goes blue, so like Ohio doesn't matter that much. Arizona going blue is massive. Absolutely huge shift. Let this percolate through, but I believe it translates to like a 92%. In most of them, which it's very huge. Wisconsin, Michigan looking Trump. I would not panic on those states. That would be like crazy. Oh, sorry. I earlier did not account for Ohio being red, but 89% still very solid. Nate Silver actually mentioned this exact scenario. This is where you have 6 electoral college ties. Boop. Montana leaning, but now see, I need to double check. When you say Montana leaning Biden, is that the current vote? Is that projections? Like who's saying it and where? Wisconsin and Michigan looking Trump. I don't trust it until those are in. Those have been like rock solid. Again, think about it. Trump won Wisconsin by 0.7%, and you got to think that he did enough things, generally speaking, that he's going to knock that way more than 0.7%. Virginia coming back for Biden, that's a very expected. If Virginia goes red, it's over. Like, it is done. If Virginia goes red, I think you call it for Trump. Like, that is on the outlier of most things that will happen. I think if we go to our election forecast, if you look at all of these, each of them populate with, like, what a possibility can look like. Not a single one of Trump's victories has Virginia as red. So Virginia we're out on. I'm not buying in too much on that. Checking out Nate Silver, see if he's had anything. He's likely on TV at this point. Hey, Bullock might be one of Democrats' better outs in the state. Overperforming Biden in Montana by 6 points. Hey, check it out. Yes, right, it looks that way. It's leaning that way. Can I get like a temperature check in chat? Can I get like a 1 to 10? How confident you are and which side you're pulling for? Because I don't want to read like 9 out of 10 for Trump and 9 out of 10 for Biden the same. So can I just get like a temperature check? Give me your 1 to 10. Unhelpful, Joe. Very unhelpful. Hey, good news for Iowa. Let me touch on this real quick. Ballot measure. Like I know that we're not close to full results yet. Man, Finkenauer's really close. This is really surprising. She was expected to win by the widest margin. Again, I shouldn't get too excited. Probably not in the areas. This one, Constitutional Convention question. Very good in my view that was voted down. So I got a shoulder shrug from Jim, a 3 from Matt. Liskey's a 5.5 for Biden. Yeah. Charlie Sykes, very Republican Wisconsin radio host, believes Wisconsin will ultimately go for Biden. 7-ish. Arizona makes you feel good. Yes, Arizona should give a lot of confidence. Still waiting to see these results. I'm so interested, man. Like, I gotta see. Still, all right, it hasn't changed. This Constitutional Convention, I don't know how people voted on this one. I'm going to be honest. My main driving force was I didn't want a constitutional convention because I don't trust most of Iowa. Can I say that? Is that fair? Is that okay? There's a lot of big changes, and I don't think Iowa's in the place, in the mindset that we want to be. 5 out of 10 for Biden. All right, I think that's fair. That's cautious. I feel like everybody's anxiety is at a 10. I think, Joe, you perfectly represented exactly what I was going into. My brain tells me it's so much more likely, but emotionally I'm not there. Yeah, I think we're all a little bit scarred. We've seen some shit go down, and that's not fantastic. Timing of results pretty ambiguous in Montana for what it's worth. Okay, Nate kind of getting into some details about Midwest votes there. I don't lean no anxiety because I have no impact at this point. Okay, saying you have no anxiety, like, get out. All right, everyone's got anxiety. Recreational weed is only winning at 60-40 clip. I'm going to be pissed if that doesn't pass. Hey, you know? Arizona's still going. Has ABC called it? That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this beautiful Arizona state to turn blue. That'd be real nice. Okay, the star is just the incumbent. I was checking to see if the star was who won it last. Did I get a Facebook message from a particular person that I like? Ben Drury. I love this man. Oh, hi, all 4 of you who are watching. Ben knows to get my attention, you just sneak that into the Facebook DMs, and then I respond to him directly. Very sneaky. Kale, how the hell are you? Anna just joined me in the basement. She's loving the webcast. Well, she is a great person, and I still remember you guys' wedding, and it was fantastic. I really love it. We got Virginia. We don't have shit yet, Liskey. Not on the map. It's not on this map. I'm waiting for it right here. We want to be right, not first. Sorry, I was just complimenting Ryan and Anna on their wedding, Liskey. Fucking rude. I think that's the first F-bomb. So I think I'm at my cap. This is PG-13 now. No more F-bombs after that one. So we'll see. Hinting very strongly for Biden. I mean, we gotta wait. We gotta be very sure. I do not want to get overly excited. I want